Next is Mr. Tsurumi from Plan International.
Hello, everybody. Actually, between Sam and myself have been working together since 2012. World Bank, IMF conference in Tokyo, and our agenda is a solution for youth and youth employment. So today, it is my very much privilege to be here, to be a commentator, to your session, to your seminars. Thank you very much. So today I am commenting not only my current, designation Plan Japan, but also the public role as vice chair of JANIC. JANIC is the networking NGO. So I don't want to spend the time for this, but we have three aims basically. So as far as contributing to the achievement of global citizen organization as networking NGO, and resolution to global issues, and strengthen capacity of NGO and the promotion of social responsibility initiatives. So the reason why I refer this JANIC is, remember right now we have 98 NGOs. However, most of them, they have expertise in overseas, emergency relief, but they have no, expertise or experiences in domestic, or emergency relief, like 3/11, 3.5 years back. Then out of 98, more than 40 NGO moved for the emergency work in Sendai, and actually contributed largely, to the society. So it's a lot of, JANIC is like this, but I would like to add, because of the, emergency relief, we should have a number 6, promoting NGO sectors or CSO sector Japan, to work for, domestic program, like emergency relief, so as a number 6. So today, social risk management for mitigation and social and economic impact from natural disaster. In the middle, don't forget, right? Don't forget, in Japanese, wasurenai. Then, we have conducted our own research, and this is the outcome of the papers. And I'm sorry, we prepare only 20, copies, so some of them has it. So this is a summary, today's, my comment is coming from those summaries. So according to the DAC or Sophia or some, other agencies, we define 10 different themes and 16 different indicators. So to compare with those kind of themes and indicator, how much Japanese or CSO sector conducted the emergency work in Sendai, that's the guide us, for future, how much we can contribute, we can cooperate more effectively, together with local government, together with, local communities. So then from our major finding, we categorize 6 gaps or some kind of factor finding. Number 1 is gap in assistance, because the gap in assistance is a very short word. However, this is a large discrepancy between, like a recipient, expectations, and also our relief givers, and there is some kind of gap in understanding, gap in expectations. Number second is insufficient accountability toward beneficiary and the local. Well, this is very serious because the originally our NGO sector, we have expertise in local, overseas, development and overseas emergencies. However, very unfortunately, we have a less expertise in domestic, or relief. So in other words, actually, I don't know, and I didn't know that how we can fulfill the accountability or expected by local communities, local government. We don't know that. We didn't know that. So that's our fact finding. And number three is a lack of monitoring and evaluations. Well, it's the same story because we have no concrete criteria about how we can monitor, how we can evaluate the outcome from our assistant work. So that's the number three fact finding. And number four, inadequate staff safety means most of 40 NGO, they started without any kind of business contingency plan. Still, some of most of NGO in Japan, they are under preparation for business contingency plan, because we learned from Tohoku, disasters. And number five, that's serious. That's why this is red. Weak organization and financial capacity of CSO. Well, that's very serious, and we are over 400, or NGO in Japan. However, financially, we cannot say always those 400 number NGO are so full in financially. In other words, always lack of financial capacity, financial giving or financial resources, and also the human being, resources. So, and the result could be, let's say less accountable work and less impactful, works. And number six is the inadequate collaboration between civil society and local municipalities and communities. That's the very obvious. Let's guess, in Sendai areas or Tohoku areas, there are, local, NPO or NGOs. And all of a sudden, like international NGO, like a plan or World Vision, care or Save the Children penetrate into the work. And without any, human relations, without any human trust each other's. So that's create a problem because their expectation and what we did, showing quite a big difference. So, it's a very, actuality it is very, very difficult to collaborate each other. That's our fact finding. So from those kind of, major fact finding, then we categorize lesson learned. Number one is build organizational and financial capacity of CSO. In other words, Tohoku, disaster 311 was really unfortunate. However, we are expecting could be second or third large disaster, could be coming. In that case, still no preparation, no preparedness in financially and the resources. This is the really problem, for us. Second is the institutionalized CSO role in disaster preparedness, reduction, and response to promote cross-sector collaboration. This is really the lesson. Even myself, Plan Japan conducted about 2 years emergency relief. Only the 5 minutes? Oh, sorry. Then conducted in emergency relief in Tohoku. Then during the 2 years, we created good communication right now. So, when our second disaster hit again Tohoku, I think, we could build or we could start, emergency relief at the very much trust basis from the beginning. So that's the difference. So this is even some other disaster could be happen in other areas. We could start some kind of relation with community basis. Then we can start collaborations. Then role and challenges. There are lots of challenges, but globally, global-ish, just we stipulated, we categorize 4 to work on things which national government cannot, instead of being mere and inexpensive undertakers. Oh, that's serious, right? Because the government or municipality, they expect a lot to the local NGOs or local NPO, but they don't work. They don't deem us as partners. So they deem as some kind of undertakers. So in this case, it doesn't work. To pursue economic potential as well as society to ensure sustainable on its activity. That's very common. To gain enough influence on the public to share public opinion by getting civil support. Public opinion is quite important. Since since the Tohoku disasters, still we have been keeping very good contact with each community in Sendai, and talking about how to betterment the program. In the future, what's happened, when happened. So last one is to enhance its social significance by achieving its own accountability. Well, that's talking about the accountability. That's we already talked about. Then, for this purpose, and also the full purpose of next March, WCDRR meeting in Sendai, NGO sector form so-called JCC2015 coalition or consortium, for the purpose of working closely for better work for disaster risk reduction, and we are going to prepare to contribute for next, Hyogo framework action 2. So that's for this purpose, we are now just about December last year, we established GCC 2015. So objective, how many minutes do you have? 2 minutes, so I skipped. Then, but and anyway, such kind of a presentation will be distributed later. Then right now, under the Japan CSO 2015, we have 96 organizations already participated. That's the good number already. So those, 96, or including Plan, Japan, and other, international and the Japanese NGO, collaborate each other for recommendations for the Hyogo Framework, Action 2 through JCC 2012. Number one is to foster civil society by building their capacity. And second is to build local capacity to respond to everyday disaster, particularly by prioritizing vulnerable group. Number three is little not this is not the mandate for one back at that, I know, but reduce risk and to prepare for new emerging complex disaster like nuclear disaster, but not only the nuclear, but also the industrial disaster in Bangladesh or like India. So how to deal with this? That's the important topic for us. The last one is to make a better connection between disaster and climate change and development. So our small brochure will be handed over to each of you today. So please take a look and support JCC 2015, and definitely this entity is going to collaborate with World Bank disaster hub. Mr. Tsukako-san's responsibility. Thank you very much.
Mr. Tsurumi-san, thank you very much for your presentation and your comments and your experience from the field.